You're past due with the parts. We're terminating our $3 million contract.
We've already shipped a month ago.
What?
Trouble busters!
Aw, look at how shiny it is. And how spiral it is, too. Oh, it gives me goosebumps every time I see it. My name is Melanie. I'm in my 30s and I own a manufacturing company for parts utilized for cars. I'm a parts mechanic that's well known in the industry. One day I decided to go visit my client's office since they had a new personnel in charge of our account. My name is Melanie. Nice to meet... Oh. I already have a bad feeling about him. Anyways, regarding the topic that I was going to discuss, I wonder if everything will be okay. Oh, look at how these parts are going around in the conveyor belt. They're so beautiful.
We're coming in.
Mr. Graham, Ivan, what's the matter?
You know exactly why we're here today. You're past due with the parts.
What?
We're terminating our $3 million contract.
Hold on a moment, sir.
We're not holding on for anything. You're already causing so much trouble by being past due.
I'm telling you that can't be possible.
You better cut out.
We've already shipped a month ago.
What? That's not possible. You're not getting away by just telling us that you sent it to us.
I mean, I even had you sign the invoice upon delivery, too.
This stamp is also our certified stamp, too.
Ivan, it was on May 17th around 2 p.m. Can you recall?
Sign? On May 17th around 2 p.m.?
Would you kindly sign here?
Sure. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Do you recall, Ivan?
Yes, as you said, Melanie. No way! Ivan would never make a mistake like that.
Huh?
Mr. Graham, about that, especially considering the fact that we're about to deliver our products to Trub Looms, our large partner company. We would be in huge trouble if we were late with our due date. Ivan would know how important it is and how we'd be liable to compensate for any damages if we end up being late. Yikes!
Are you saying that this was our mistake?
I trust my employee.
I see.
For example, maybe the parts that you listed on this invoice are incorrect.
No, that's not possible. I made sure that we shipped out TRBSDF3 to you. Let me also mention, in case you're wondering, that the very last product that we shipped to your company was TRBSDF3 and nothing else. There's no way we would mistake it for another product.
What? Does that mean we were the ones who made a mistake?
I'm afraid so.
What? Ivan, do you have anything to say about this? Well, this is bad. There's no going back at this point, but I know what to do. That invoice looks real, but I'm sure it's fake.
Fake? That's not possible.
I mean, we don't have the parts you claim to have shipped. It looks like your company will be liable for any damages caused to our client.
Ugh, how dare you? All he has to do is to admit to his mistake. I can't possibly tolerate how he's handling the situation. In that case, I am going to stand my ground. I'm not letting him get away with this. Trouble busters! Mr. Graham?
Huh?
Whatever happened?
Okay. What are you guys whispering about? Hello, is this Travis? Huh? What are you doing? Do you have the acceptance letter that we submitted to Melanan Steels? Acceptance letter? Hey, you can't... Okay, all right, I'll talk to you later. Sir, about that. We have a copy of an acceptance letter. Oh, God, it's already too late.
It doesn't seem like the two of you were accomplices, so I decided to whisper this suggestion to Mr. Graham. Ivan, I thought you'd try to say something to get away if I let you listen to the suggestion.
How dare you snitch on me?
We didn't do anything wrong, and we couldn't let you continue accusing us like this.
Ivan, I need you to explain this situation to me. Sir, this must be a plot against us. That can't be possible. We have a copy of the letter on our end. What would Ms. Melanie's company benefit from faking this at all?
Aside from the acceptance letter, I recall your company's security system to be quite remarkable. I'm sure you would see me at your company if you check your surveillance footage.
That's true.
I'm sorry to say this, but I believe this must be a mistake on your end.
I agree. Ivan, what have you done? I just happened to forget. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Sir, you continued talking without letting me speak, so I ended up losing my chance.
But you had a chance to tell a lie.
I'm saying that I couldn't tell the truth. I don't want to hear any excuses.
Mr. Graham, you keep scolding Ivan about this, but I believe you were at fault too.
What?
Why didn't you confirm the facts to begin with? You accused my company without even listening, and you even talked about terminating our contract. This is quite displeasing.
I'm sorry about that. Well, ultimately, Ms. Melanie wasn't at fault. Isn't that all that matters? No. Let me remind you that we have our due dates too.
Your company should have given yourselves enough time in advance about that, too.
Oh, I mean, that was because I trusted Ivan. Either way, we don't have the time to be upset over this. We need to hurry and start manufacturing. You're right.
Do you realize you're forgetting something important?
What is it? We admitted that it was our mistake, so what else do you want?
That's not what I'm talking about. Are you going to be able to start your manufacturing process? You're here today because you haven't received the shipment, which means that your establishment doesn't have the parts that I shipped out to you, right?
That's right, the core of this problem hasn't been resolved. I'm telling you, since we don't have the parts, this must have been your— Cut it out! We have a record, so we should have received the shipment. Where are the parts then?
That's our question to ask you.
Anyways, we don't have time for this. Ivan, we need to figure out what's causing this problem. Oh, okay.
He doesn't even care to apologize about the mistake he made. This is ridiculous. Your failure starts here.
Ivan! You're the cause of this problem. I looked through all of our transaction history, but it looks like you sold those parts to another vendor. That was right. I ended up wanting a contract with another vendor, and I forgot. Why did you sell those parts to another company when we needed them? I didn't sell it for the sake of the profit. I felt bad for them because they said they were short with those parts. But if that's going to affect our business, we shouldn't have sold them. But don't worry, I made sure I collected $1 million for those parts. If we sell those parts for $1 million when we purchased them from Ms. Melanie for $3 million, it's a huge loss, you fool! Oh, I guess you've been quite lousy with your work. I'm so sorry. I guess I've been quite lousy supervising your work, too. What do I do now? We shouldn't give up yet. All we have to do is get them back, right? Is that even possible? I can always try. Hello, this is Ivan calling from Buster Machinery. I'm calling regarding the parts that we gave you the other day. We were wondering if we could take them back from you. What? We can't do that. It's been a while since we took those parts from you. But we really need them back. I mean, we understand that we asked a huge last-minute favor, but we made sure we followed our contract. I have other things to do, so if you may excuse me at this time. So, how did it go? Oh my goodness. Sir, will you kindly provide us the parts once again?
We can't do that.
Why not?
I'm actually surprised that you're here to ask me that favor. Not only have you made false accusations, but you haven't even apologized for it. And the CEO had the guts to threaten me that he'd terminate the contract with us without even confirming the facts. I guess that might become the reality at this point.
We'll make sure this doesn't happen again. Oh, God damn it. We're telling you that we'll pay you, so just give us the damn parts. Ivan, stop talking to her like that. Just think about it. Business is all about trading money and products.
And that transaction only stands when there's a trusting agreement between the two parties.
Trusting agreement, huh? Let me ask then, why do you ship us the product a month before the due date? But isn't it better for us to receive them sooner than later? This is all happening because they shipped the parts way too soon, though. If they were shipped only a few days beforehand, we wouldn't have ended up selling them to another vendor.
This is happening because of your poor management, so I ask you to stop blaming me for this. Besides, do you even understand why we decided to ship the product to you a month ahead?
Why was that?
Your establishment pushes forward the due date quite last minute ever since we started conducting business with you, and we've been quite concerned about it. This happened even more frequently after you switched our account manager.
Ivan, is this true? The schedules are only projected timelines, and they're always subject to change. It's important for any business to be accommodating to those changes, right?
So that was why we decided to ship our parts a lot earlier than the due date. You're trying to blame me for this no matter what, but everything you say only goes back to you like a boomerang.
Ms. Melanie is completely right. Rather than giving those excuses, it's wiser and faster to simply ask her to do us a favor. Okay, fine.
Either way, it's not going to happen.
Okay. I'll make sure I apologize sincerely.
That's not the point.
What would you like us to do then?
It's not about what you can do for me. We don't have any inventory at this time.
Is there anything you can do about this?
You're asking for $3 million worth of parts. It's going to take at least a week for us to meet the quota.
If we wait for an entire week, our company is gonna go out of business. But you have tons of products right behind you.
These are going to be shipped out to another company.
Can't you ship out to them later?
We can't do that.
Oh, please, we beg you. I'm coming in.
Mr. Haywire.
Do you have the parts?
Yes, they're over here.
I see. That must be him. Huh? What is it? We understand that this is a ridiculous favor to ask, but we were wondering if you could let us take these parts. Oh, please. This is going to affect our business greatly. Please. In that case, we'll take $3 million. All right, we're gonna be okay. Hold on a second. Is this going to be enough for us? Oh, that's true. I think it's only about half of what we need.
That's right. Mr. Haywire ordered half of what your company ordered.
Why are you asking for $3 million then? That's right. Capitalism is about supply and demand, right? Ms. Melanie, can't you do anything about this? Your product is being sold by your buyer right in front of you.
But if Mr. Haywire decides to sell those parts to your company, his company's business is also going to be affected. If he's charging you $3 million in order to have you compensate for the loss that he'd take by letting you take his parts, I believe it's reasonable.
Ms. Melanie, I knew you would understand. That's completely right. We could charge even more. What the heck? You don't have to purchase them from us if you don't want to. Okay, we have no choice. Thanks for the business. Whew, I guess this'll do for now.
What about the other half that you need? They're already gone. Well, I guess it's none of my business.
What are we going to do for the other half that we need? We can't complete the order. I know that. We just have to figure things out with what we have. Hold on, sir. In this case, maybe we could... Is that gonna solve the problem? We gotta do what we gotta do.
The newest product is so handsome.
Melanie!
What? Oh, you two seem quite upset.
We're truly disappointed in your company.
What are you talking about?
We had to recall our product because of the parts we bought from you. How are you going to be responsible for this?
You're trying to blame me again after being in deeper trouble? I guess you could take less burden if you could make us responsible for your trouble.
We're not trying to blame, we're only stating the facts.
In that case, let me state the fact that you've used products from another company. Oh, don't pretend like you don't know it for yourselves. Troublooms reached out to our company about it. I realized at that time that you decided to mix up the parts that you purchased from another company along with the ones you used our parts for. Of course you'd end up with defective products.
We don't mind admitting that we used another company's parts, but they're the same parts to begin with, right?
What are you talking about? Even if they're the same parts, there are an immense amount of differences in the effectiveness of the part. If you take a spring as an example, each product has a different durability. There is always the right part to the product that you're trying to make.
We wanted to choose something that was as close to your product as possible, but we also had a tight budget.
So you knew that it wasn't going to be the same.
Yikes! I just slipped my mouth.
Why are you guys trying to make my company liable for this anyways? Can't you make the other vendor liable?
There are some things going on our end.
My guess is that the other company also out-argued you based on how illogical the two of you have been. You had no choice but to come blame us for this. But perhaps some simple investigation can make things black and white. Trublooms also said that they're going to be putting in time and effort to investigate this matter too.
What?
It's a matter of time. You won't be able to give any more excuses any longer.
She's one step ahead of us. This is why I was against the idea of using another company's parts. But unless we did that, we would have ended up in a huge deficit. But ultimately, the entire product line is considered defective at this point. But Mr. Graham, you gave the final go for this deal. Well, am I right?
If only you settled with producing half of your quota by using what you had, you would have kept the loss at half of what it ended up with. What a shame.
In order for us to fix the recalled product...
Don't tell me that you're about to ask us a favor.
I understand that this is such an arrogant request at this point, but we desperately need your help.
You didn't even care to look into the possibility of an error on your end. You jumped the gun to blame my company. I can't possibly continue having any more transactions with a company like yours.
But aren't we one of the largest contractors that you have business with? If we're in trouble, your company is also gonna be in trouble. That's true, now that you mention it.
This CEO keeps switching his sides, which tells me a lot about his capabilities.
So now I believe it's only beneficial for your company to continue our contract.
I already said I'd like to kindly decline.
What? Why?
When the CEO of Trublooms came to visit the other day, he seemed to be quite fond of our products. He kindly referred us to a few large clients that we can conduct business with.
What? Really?
Ironically, the error and trouble you caused ended up contributing to our company's business.
In that case, can't you help us as a token of appreciation? We'll make sure we pay you.
You keep talking about money, but let me ask you, when are you going to be paying us $3 million that you're past due for the first shipment we delivered to you? It was due yesterday.
Huh? Ivan, what's going on? I thought you were supposed to be in charge of that. I made sure I had the payment scheduled for that rip-off guy.
Are you talking about Mr. Haywire? Oh, that's a different subject. You still owe us $3 million for the first shipment you ended up selling to another vendor.
Oh, that's true. Okay, we'll pay you for the previous shipment along with the next shipment. Hold on! We won't have enough! We could barely afford to pay for the last shipment. But we're a large company. We may be a large company, but we're in a deficit after so many recent losses.
Let me remind you, but that's not going to be it, Mr. Graham. Ivan, do you recall pushing forward the due dates last minute quite frequently?
So what? That has nothing to do with anything right now.
You were trying to switch the subject by saying that we should be accommodating if schedules are only projected timelines, but that's not going to work under the law.
What are you trying to say?
I spoke to my lawyer, but such modification of due dates is considered illegal. If it affects our company's operation, we could perhaps have you compensate for any damage or loss that were caused.
What?
Your company will be liable for $500,000 worth of loss that you caused our company.
Hold on a second. We're already about to go into the red ink without that.
I would have looked the other way, but I decided not to tolerate how the two of you have handled this incident.
Oh my goodness.
You owe our company for the past due payment in addition to the liability. We're only going to have another business transaction with you after you make all outstanding payments.
Ivan!
What are you going to do now?
I'm so sorry. This was all my fault.
And then?
I'll apologize for everything that I've done and said, so please.
Apologizing at this point only tells me that you're trying to save your sorry butts.
We understand where you come from, but we're going to lose our business.
Your business, huh? You still don't understand.
Oh, Mr. Graham, you slipped your mouth too. I don't want you talking to me like that.
Let me tell you the exact words that you said to me the other day. We're terminating our contract with you.
Oh, no!
Buster Machinery ended up with multiple different debts after this incident. Ivan, the cause of this whole incident, had ended up with a large debt as his errors were deemed to be intentionally caused. He ultimately left his job. Mr. Graham had no choice but to step down after being found responsible as the CEO who let this happen. He was also liable for the same amount of debt that Ivan was found liable. I heard that the two of them are working diligently to pay back their debts. As for me, our company's sales have been inclining. We're planning on building another factory site too. I hope all mankind will one day understand the beauty of my products. Trouble Busters!